do a quick review of how you diagram subjects and verbs. So a basic sentence has one subject and one verb. For example, the dog played in the yard. For something simple like that only has one subject and one verb, all you have to do for your diagram is draw a straight line. You need a dividing line in every single diagram to separate your subject side from your verb side. Subjects are always diagrammed on the left, and verbs are always diagrammed on the right. So, I like to underline my verbs first. In this case, my verb is played. Always underline your verbs 2 times. My subject is who or what played, dog. I underline my subject once. Now I'm ready to put my words in my diagram. The subject always goes on the left, and the verb always goes on the right. That's a basic diagram and is the foundation that we build all our more advanced diagrams on. Now it doesn't matter the order of your subject and verb in your sentence. Your subject always goes on left and your verb always goes on the right. Even if your verb is all the way over here on this side of your sentence, it still goes on the right side of your diagram. So let's look at some more complicated sentences. The dog and cat played in the yard. My verb is still played. But now when I ask who or what played, I have 2 answers, dog and cat. That's a compound subject. When you have more than one person, place, or thing doing the same action, that's a compound subject. And we diagram that just a little differently. We still have this dividing line in the middle, but on the left we are going to draw what I call a rocket ship. This gives us 2 lines to put our 2 subjects in, dog, cat. Now, on the point, I call this my connecting station. I have to write what is connecting my subjects. In this case, that word is and. Now, on the other side of my diagram, I'm going to put my verb. And that's how you diagram compound subjects. You could do the exact same thing on the other side if you had a compound verb. Let me show you the next sentence. The dog and cat played in the yard and slept in their beds. Now I have 2 verbs being done by the same subjects. That means I have a compound verb. I'm going to diagram my compound subjects the same way I did before by drawing my rocket ship. I have my dividing line between my subject and verb. Now I have to draw a rocket ship on my verb side as well. They always face the center. So, my verbs are played and slept. My subjects are dog and cat. I like to also circle my connecting words so I know I'm going to diagram them. So now I just insert the words in my diagram. Whatever comes first in my sentence always goes on top. So dog is first, so it goes on top. Cat, connected by the word and. My verbs are played, connected by the word and. Slept is my second verb. That's how I diagram a sentence with a compound subject and a compound verb. Now, like I said before, you could have just a compound subject and a single verb. You could have a single subject with a compound verb, or both. Now in this sentence, I still have one verb, played. But I've added another subject, dog, cat, and mouse. I now have 3 subjects. Really nothing changes, except for 2 small details. When I go to draw my rocket for my subject, all I have to do is add another line in the middle. Now I have 3 lines for my 3 subjects, dog, cat, and mouse. So it doesn't matter how many subjects I have, I can just keep adding lines in the middle of my rocket. So if I had 4 subjects, there would be another line in the middle, so I had 4 lines total. Now my verb is just a single line because I only have one. Now, the second detail that changes is my connecting station. And is a connecting word, but now I have two subjects connected by a comma. Really, the comma is just a substitute for a connecting word. So what we do is we put an X. So if there is a comma without a connecting word, we put an X. That means we understand that it's understood our two words are being connected. If there's another comma, like this, but it's next to a connecting word like and or, the connecting word overrules the comma and we still put and. So really, you're gonna have a connecting word and one or more X's depending on how many subjects you have. If there's no commas, then it's just your connecting word and no X at all. Now we're gonna talk about helping verbs. Again, I have dog, cat, and mouse as my subject. I like to circle my comma and my connecting words because I'm gonna have to diagram those. But now our verbs have changed. I've added a helping verb are. Are playing and eating. And then I have another connecting word and. Helping verbs are part of a verb phrase, which means you have to diagram them with your verbs. So I have 1, 2, 3 subjects. So I've drawn a rocket with 3 lines. I have 2 verbs, playing, eating. So my rocket on this side has 2 lines. Dog, cat, mouse. I have a comma without a connecting word, so that is an X. This and overrules this comma, so I write and. Now, on my verb side, my helping verb has to stay on the same line as the verb it's helping. Are playing. Now, here's where some people get confused. This helping verb is helping playing, but since this is a compound verb, it is understood that this helping verb is also helping all of the rest of the compound verb. So are is not only helping playing, but it's also helping the verb eating. Because in English, it's understood that this is helping are playing in the yard and are eating their food. They just don't rewrite the helping verb several times. So we've put it next to playing, but we also have to put it next to eating. The only difference is we have to put it in parentheses because we understand that is what they mean. We understand that are is helping playing and eating, even though it's not actually written in front of the word eating. So putting it in parentheses shows we understand that's what they mean, even though it's not actually written in the sentence. So even if I had 2 other verbs following, are playing, eating, and sleeping, they would help all of those verbs. Are playing, are eating, are sleeping. It would just be in parentheses except for the first one. Now in our connecting station, we just have the word and. Now I know that was a very quick overview, but hopefully it was helpful. Your grammar workbooks also explain this very well, and there's some tips on your study guide too. Happy studying!